Hi, welcome to the Let's Talk Education podcast. In episode 1 of this season, we looked at why we go to school. You can check the feed to listen to that if you are yet to, because whether you are a student, a parent, school leader, or education administrator, there is something in there for you. On this second episode, we are looking at the topic, how to cultivate a habit of reading at home. There's no doubt reading has far-reaching benefits for everyone, from stress reduction and improved focus and concentration to vocabulary expansion and knowledge acquisition. But before we move any further, let's take the education quotes for this episode. And now, the education quotes for this episode. Reading is the gate skill that makes all other learning possible. Reading is a gate skill that makes all other learning possible. This is a quote by President Barack Obama, who is the 44th President of the United States. What do you think of this quote? Is it something you disagree with? Is it something you agree with? Just take a moment to reflect on this. We'll be right back. You will come from the break. So why should we aim to cultivate a habit of reading in the first place? So I'm going to mention 3 simple reasons why doing this is important before we move to how. The first thing is that the school system does not provide adequate education beyond subject areas. This is because learning in school is heavily centered on subject areas, and so developing reading habits will open us up to a world of limitless learning where we're not limited by what is in the school curriculum or the school syllabus, but we can go above and beyond learning and reading for ourselves. The second thing is that studies suggest children form their core habits by age 9, and so the earlier a child forms a habit, the better they'll be at living with those habits the entire life. This is not to say it is too late for anyone to form a habit. The point here is that it's easier at a young age. The third reason why cultivating a reading habit at home is helpful is that almost all academic work involves some kind of reading. So if reading is not cultivated as a habit, learning may become a difficult or boring task. And so if we come to school or we go to school with the joy and the habit of reading already ingrained in us, it is easier for us to achieve academic excellence because reading is a habit and we just have to move that habit to our academic materials or school materials. So we'll go on a break right here, and when we come back, we'll go straight into how we can cultivate a habit of reading at home. This is Let's Talk Education. You're still listening to episode 2, season 1 of the Let's Talk Education podcast. We're discussing how we can cultivate a habit of reading at home. The first way is to build a book-rich environment. By a book-rich environment, we are trying to say that building some kind of environment where finding something to read, it's easier because you are surrounded by materials. The environment we grow up or live in automatically shapes our habit, whether we like it or not. And so being in an environment where books and reading materials are not hard to reach is an essential step in cultivating reading as a habit. You can do this by buying books for your children often, because books can be a nice gift or reward for the people you care about. You can create a mini bookshelf in a corner of your house, or just get a book box where you keep few books where children can easily go to pick a book when they want to read. as an adult or young person, this is something you can equally do. I remember when I started teaching for the first time 9 years ago, I would dash to town to buy a book and a CD every month. I got paid. Today, I have a bookshelf with some of my very favorite titles, and I feel if we are surrounded by interesting books that appeal to us, reading would come naturally. You can also buy books for children around you and loved ones as a gift. For anyone close to me and have received a couple of gifts from me, it's probably a book. And I must add that there are children out there who simply have no book to read, and this is where our benevolence can make a difference. So always look out to how you can support people around you, support book drives that are running, because for some people, just something to read, it's a difficulty. The second point in cultivating a habit of reading is to weave reading into everyday activities. Books don't read themselves, so we need to consciously create space and time for reading. If you have a toddler or a child, you may want to read aloud to them periodically, including reading bedtime stories as a family. You can also have a specific time of the day or the weekend dedicated to reading. If you travel often to work or for some other assignment, you may pass your traveling time for reading time as well. You may also, like myself, seize the time spent in the washroom to multitask on a page or two on your phone if there are books on them. But please don't try this on a public toilet or get lost in the pages and forget where you are. Beyond this, you can set aside time to read when you get up or when you are on lunch break or when you are about to sleep, so your brain over time begin to notice and embrace the pattern, making that a habit. We move on to the third point, which is using a reward system to cultivate a reading habit. In educational psychology, associative learning works when we attach rewards and punishments to desirable and undesirable behaviors. So when you praise a child for reading, give them nicknames like reading champions and other exciting names, or you make reading a competition if they care about winning, you are reinforcing positive behavior that may become normalized with time. This reinforcement can be daily, weekly, or monthly and could range from a simple clap or mention to a memorable gift. You may also want to initiate or institute some kind of reading challenge among your children or even the whole family, where you look at how much people have read and reflected on a weekly or a monthly basis and decide to rank it, or any exciting ways you can get people motivated to go or carry on reading. The fourth action you can take to cultivate a habit of reading is to use reading applications and other forms of reading beyond physical books. There are many free and paid reading apps that you can download from the internet, which are safe for use, including African fiction. A good example I have used in the past for lower primary pupils is Reach for the Stars, and other good examples include African Storybook Readers, Booklify, which are all free and interactive, which you can find either on the Play Store or on the App Store. We know children love to be on their phones playing games and watching videos and what have you. So if we are able to introduce them to e-reading, this could have a good outcome for their learning. One other interesting idea is to get them reading the crawlers or the news stickers. So when you're watching television, you realize that there are some headlines or news items that are crawling or running below the screen. Those are called tickers or crawlers. So as children are watching television, you can challenge them to be reading what is below. So they may not necessarily have a book in their hand, but on the phone, on the television, and other ways, they are also reading. This may, of course, be extended to reading outside. You go to a shop, they are checking and reading the names of the shop. You are in a vehicle traveling, they are reading the signboard and other things. So just creates that environment of reading where they don't necessarily have to hold a book in their hand to be reading.
The fifth point is to get into the routine of asking your children what they have read today. This sets an expectation that they need to read something so they have a response for you. So get them books, create space and time for reading, and always ask about what they read about. So aim to ask some more probing questions to bring out the discussions and draw out more from them. This practice promises to improve your relationship and interaction with children at home and opens up a window to have interesting conversations surrounding issues or themes raised in a story. Thank you for doing the listening. In this episode, we have tried to justify why we need to cultivate a habit of reading among children and have gone ahead to discuss 5 ways to do this. I'd love to hear your feedback on this content and know how you are already doing this. Who knows, we may be hearing your voice in the next episode. Immediate action points include how you can get yourself reading more and how you can influence those around you, especially children, to cultivate the habit of reading. So take a moment to think and plan this, then follow with action. Until the next episode, I remain your host, Stephen Tettegah, and this is Let's Talk Education. Bye.